Hi, everyone. Welcome, welcome.
Hello. Thanks for coming today. We're really excited about Christmas and getting our spirits up and raising our vibrations and our frequencies.
So, welcome to the first day of our 12 frequencies of Christmas. I'll share a little bit about it and we look forward to hearing your stories. Looks like we have quite a few people on already, and that's awesome. So, um, yeah, we'll wait just another minute or two for people to join, and then I'll tell you guys some more things.
I tell you, it's really nice to have Joseph on board with the WAVwatch because today I just got to kind of sit back and take a deep breath and watch him do all the work. So I'm really excited to have you see what he has to share on the 12 frequencies of Christmas. And Christmas is getting more and more exciting, as the days come. And there's all kinds of changes in our lives. And I just hope that you remember that the WAVwatch can be so helpful, especially with emotions. That's kind of my
Mhm.
theme this month is the WAVwatch and emotions, because Christmas, although we want it to be exciting and we build up to it and it's supposed to be a joyful occasion, sometimes for some people it's not. So that's why you have the WAVwatch, or that's why you can share the WAVwatch.
Mhm.
So thank you for coming on today.
I think we must be on the same wavelength or the same page because just a little hint coming up, we may have other ways to win a watch. Of course, that's part of the giveaway, and one of those might be sharing about how the Wave Watch has helped you with emotions or anxiety or sleep. So yeah, great, great idea. So you've got a Q&A here. All right, so we got a first question from Jerry, how to enter for the free watch. So if you're on this call today, you have the chance to win a free watch, and I'm going to go over that in just a second. And that is to share your story on Zoom with us. And so, yeah, sorry, Jerry, that image did click through to the watch page, but yeah, the the way to win a watch is to share your story today. And I see we've got about 84 people, so that's a lot. And
For us.
so, yeah, well, if all of you are going to share your story, it might take some time, but we'll figure it out. So let me go ahead and start and explain how this is going to go. Give me just oh, Lynn, I see your question. If you don't have a watch yet, how can you share your story? Absolutely. I understand that. We will have other giveaways where if you don't have a watch, you can still participate to enter the watch. But today, we're looking for people who do have experience with the Wave Watch. All right. So can you guys see my screen? So
Yes.
this is the first day of our 12 frequencies of Christmas. And like I mentioned, we are really excited. We just want to do something different, something fun, something generous to thank you guys for supporting us. And so what we're going to do is every day for the next 12 days, we're going to give away a Wave Watch. And every day will be a little bit different. As I hinted before when Mom was talking about mental health or anxiety or emotions, we may have another day where you just comment about your experience with mental health or the Wave Watch or sleep or anything related to that. And for those of you that don't have a watch yet, we will have other opportunities to connect with us on social media or to fill out a survey or to nominate a friend for a free watch. So we'll have lots of different ways that you can win a watch. So we'll send those out by email every day. But also, we'd encourage you to follow our Facebook and Instagram pages as well, because we will be doing some of these on social media. And so, yeah, in addition to that, those fun daily giveaways, all orders for the next 12 days will have 12% off in addition to any affiliate discounts. So if you follow a certain streaming podcaster and you love their show, they get their discount and you get 12% on top of that. Um, so just a standard disclaimer that we always read when we begin these calls. The WaveWatch offers low-risk acoustical frequency products that promote self-care to maintain good health. It is not intended to diagnose, treat, or cure or prevent any disease. It's not a licensed medical product, and it's not FDA approved. Testimonials like the ones today are strictly voluntary, and no one has been reimbursed, so we're not paying you, but you do have a chance to win a watch. And our website and the product refers to commonly used names of diseases in relation to their sound frequencies. It is not a medical diagnosis. So, all right. So that being said, you may have seen this in the email, but if you are prepared and interested to share your story today, just be sure, you know, I don't have the best Zoom setup, but you can see there's light coming on my face from a window nearby, and also I have a lamp over here. So just make sure you've got good light on your face, your background. Our puppy is normally in here. Oh, she's at my feet. So not too much chaos behind me. And try to keep your camera at eye level. And yeah, I'm wearing a kind of a Christmassy shirt today just for the season. And keep it simple. So try to keep your story to two to 3 minutes. And you know, since we, and I'll get to this in the next slide, but obviously we would love for you to share your story with us because we want to share your stories with others. And so, you know, by sharing your story, you're giving us the right and permission to copyright or publish, to use your voice, your video. We might use a clip of it. We might use the whole thing. And so by sharing your story on this call, you acknowledge that these materials may be used for commercial and or non-commercial purposes. So before you give your testimony, just be aware of how we'll use it. And also, since we may use that, just as I mentioned earlier, try to keep it short and sweet. Don't be too overly personal or share, you know, medical issues that you don't want other people knowing about, if that explains anything for you. So I hope that helps. And so, yeah, I see we've got a few Q&As, and I'll listen to those. Okay, we've got some standard questions about itchy. Linda, maybe you can help with this.
See if I can see it.
I'll read them off for you.
Oh,
So
wait.
G said, "What's a good frequency for an itchy scalp and itchy places on my back?" Oh, you know what? I think last week Tom shared about this. Is there a dermatitis folder?
Yes, there
Or
is, all on the skin.
okay, so you're going to go to
Just go to the skin
organs.
folder.
Yeah, organs and skin. So, and there's dermatitis and several other things, eczema as well for you, G. All right, and so Lynn, yes, you had asked about the giveaway on if you don't have a watch yet, there will be other ways. If you don't have a watch, you can enter. Um, so Linda's bought 4. Thank you. You don't have to buy one to enter the contest. Just share your story here if you want to. And Tammy said she's happy to share her story. Awesome. We'd love to have you share your story. So, all right. It looks like we're ready to start. So um, I will stop sharing, and I'm just going to take everybody who has. So if you want to share your story, you can just raise your hand like I just did. There's a button on the bottom of your Zoom to raise hand, and then I'll know that you're interested. And then I will invite you to share your video. All right, looks like we've got at least 10 people with their hands raised, and I'm just going to go in order. And we are going to limit the call to an hour today. If I don't get to everybody who wants to share, we will extend this to next Wednesday's Zoom call. So if you're joining today and you know we don't get to you today and you really want to share and want to watch, please don't worry. We'll have another chance for you. Okay. All right. So we'll start it off with Rhonda.
I purchased my WAVwatch through Mark Z. I heard about it. I immediately went to the WAVwatch.com and ordered my first watch, my 850 watch. And when the 1000 watch frequency watch came out, I ordered another one. The feature that I like the most is the revolving one, the one that where you can play your frequency more than one frequency at a time. I have bone on my knee. So I play inflammation, pain, and trauma, bone pain, Achilles heel. And sometimes, like if I have a headache or back pain or whatever, I'll just add that. And if I'm going to church or somewhere where I know I'm going to have to walk around a lot, I make sure that I play that. I'm sorry, the video is not showing it, but I have my WAVwatch on, and I never go without my WAVwatch. I wear it every day, all day, and one or the other. and I have them have different settings on each one. So I run through every other day. I'll run through most of the frequencies that I feel like I need. But I've had several autoimmune diseases, so I can run through the chronic fatigue and the fibromyalgia and all that. But I don't think I've ever felt healthier in my life. And one of the neatest things is I had severe migraines for years and years and years. And when I get a headache, I'll just click onto the migraine and let it, or the headache combo, depending on where the headache is. And within an hour, I'm able to get up and move around. I had one other thing. I have a veteran that calls me for a health thing, and he's a disabled veteran. And I told him about the WAVwatch. He's very excited. So he took it to his appointment for the VA, and they are going to pay for him to get a WAVwatch. And I thought that was the most incredible thing. I wanted to share that on the veteran time, but I didn't get to. I had my hand up, but I didn't get to share it. But if you know a veteran, tell them to take the information to the VA and see if they might order it. And I gave him the $100 off code and all that stuff. So he's very excited about getting his WAVwatch. So I had 2 or 3 stories. I'm sorry. Next time I'll try to get the camera. That's
amazing.
Fabulous, though. Lots of great testimonies. Thank you, Rhoda, very much.
I have shared it with I shared it with my best friend, and she's got 2, and her sister has 1, and she wears hers out in the neighborhood, and she's probably got tons of people buying a WAVwatch. And then I had it on when I was at the pharmacy, and the drive-in, and the pharmacist said, "What is that you have on your arm?" And I told her, and so I gave her the information how to get to the website and everything, because there were people behind me, but she was very interested in it. So I think the best advertisement is just to wear it.
Thank you. I agree. Thank you so much. We'll let somebody else have a time, but that was wonderful, Rhoda. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing.
There
Rhoda.
I am.
There,
okay.
We got you.
Okay.
Hey, you
Hello.
look great. Look
Hello.
at you. You're wearing Linda's favorite color.
Tiffany blue.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yes.
All right. So I'm so glad to know that we are now figuring out how to use this with video. So Linda, if you want to go ahead and mute while she's talking, just to make sure that the recording will stay focused on her. And Lucenda, thanks for joining. Look forward to hearing your story.
Well, thank you for having us. My story is kind of like everybody else's. I do have my watch on. I wear it at all times. I wear it day and night. I got my watch about 1.5 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. We were watching Mike Penny's show, and Linda was a guest. And I was in my friend's living room, and we were sitting there, and we both sat there that night on the couch and ordered during the show. And so we have both wore it. I have truly enjoyed it. It has helped with a lot of things. The only thing I've noticed, and I'm kind of in that group with tinnitus, that we still have a little bit of that, but I can honestly say I think it has improved. Plus, I do believe that I'm having some downloading also is the reason why the tinnitus is not completely all the way gone. So I wear it on a lot of frequencies. The women in my family have a problem with candida, a lot of yeast. And so I wear it on that a lot. It has practically eliminated it. So I just do it. I just make sure that I do it at least once a week as a precautionary, just to keep it at a minimum. Had a hysterectomy probably close to 30 years ago. And so I do have the problem with bladder atrophy, bladder falling, which creates bladder infection. I use that a lot. It has kept that at a minimal, almost gone. I don't have that. I use it for so many things. I use it for my pineal gland, my chakras, cravings. I'm trying to look at my list here. I use it for a lot of stuff, and I have had really good results. And I use it on the repetition, so it just keeps repeating all day. I do work where I use my arms, so during the day when I'm at work, I do have it tucked safely in my bra, but through the night at home, I have it on my wrist. So I can't say enough good things about it. I have thoroughly enjoyed it. I have worn it. I'm still wearing it with a cracked screensaver. I need a new screensaver. It has gotten kind of to the point where it's not holding a charge anymore. So I do need to have it looked at maybe. Because like I said, I have worn it since I got it. And so if I'm lucky enough this week to win one, I'll have to have my own lottery to figure out who to donate this one to, because I want to be able to share it. So, because I know that there are several others within my circle that would like to try it.
That is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. And
You're very welcome.
yeah, just to play on something and maybe ask you a quick follow-up. So you've had your watch a year and a half?
Yeah, I think it's been close to a year and a half.
Okay. So just to give props to our support staff, if you go to wavwatch.com/support and you email them and let them know that your watch is, you know, a year and a half old, but the battery's not charging as well, they can do a battery replacement and it's about $50. So you
Cool.
just have
Okay,
to
yeah.
ship it to them.
And I want to go ahead and upgrade, you know, the watch altogether. Also,
Yeah.
you know, get a new SD card and get that
Yeah.
upgraded. So that's on my list of things to do. Yes.
Yeah. Well, could I ask you a follow-up just to maybe share what have been your favorite frequencies or uses for the watch, or things that I've seen? You mentioned a lot of things, but I was just like, wow, that's like maybe share
Your
your
favorite.
I use it for everything. Like I said, the most frequency, I'd have to say that I do some for pain also. I do have 2 fake knees. So I use it for pain, but the Candida and I'd have to say emotional, my chakras, my pineal gland. I use it for so much. I'm gluten intolerant, so every once in a while I've got to work on the digestion if I've overdone it on the gluten. I really don't have, I don't know that I could narrow it down to just any one thing. I use it for everything. You know, everything. I use it for my skin. I'm 64 years old, so my skin is, you know, becoming opaque, you know, and so I use it for my skin. I've just used it for a lot of things. Coughing. I've unfortunately had a cold in the past, and so I did use it for coughing at work, and it did work. You know, when you run out of cough drops, it's like, oh, what am I going to do now? Because I work in the public, and it did work. It stealthed off the coughing, so it was good for that. So I have a list. I don't know that I can actually, you know, put it down to just one single thing.
Well, thank you
I
so
love
much.
awesome.
We didn't mean to put you on the spot too much, but thank you.
That's okay.
All right.
I love it. I use it for everything. I don't think anybody can go wrong with having it in their life.
Thank you.
So
You're
glad
very
to hear.
welcome. Thank
All
you for
right.
having me this morning.
Yes, thank you. Well, we got several others that want to share, so thanks again, Lucenda.
Thank you.
And we got a few questions or comments I'll answer while we're pulling up the next one. So William said support is awesome. Absolutely, they are. Wonderful husband and wife team, and my brother and I, and sometimes Linda and Carl you'll find us on support helping out, because we have a lot of people like you that have questions. And so a couple of questions about battery. Linda said, when's the time to replace the battery? If it's less than 50% capacity, depending on when you bought your watch, the newest watches have about an 18-hour capacity. The 850s have, Linda, correct me, about 12, 15
Yeah.
hours.
10 to
So
12, maybe.
yeah, so if the battery is less than 50% of original capacity, that's a pretty standard electronics replacement, and we'd be happy to help you with that. We do have a question about any frequencies for CLL or GCA. Do you know what that stands for, Linda?
I do not. Gee, let us,
If you can type those out again, we'll get you on the next one. So,
I'll see if I can.
and somebody also said there's so many people who cannot in need who cannot afford a watch. I'm so glad you said that because we are working on something for that. And one of those is during these 12 frequencies of Christmas is the opportunity to nominate someone to win a watch who needs one. So please nominate your niece for that, and we will choose one of those people to send them a free watch. All right, so it's time to pull our next participant. And we have a lot of people that want to share. We're so excited. Maggie, I'm going to promote you to a panelist. And just people that have asked, you won't see the unmute or the camera button until I promote you to a panelist. So, and just so you guys know, Maggie, I'm promoting you now. Next on deck is Mark and then Deborah. So, well, Maggie's joining us. That was amazing hearing that testimony from Lucenda. Thank you.
Okay, super. Well, I've had my WAVwatch for about 3 or 4 months. It has helped with so many things. I guess my main thing is I did a lot of the cleaning of my system, and everybody around me is saying it. I have energy that they haven't seen before. I feel like I'm about 15 years younger than what I am. And I am 78. So I have a couple of things that it's really helped with. First of all, everybody should know I have a pacemaker. And one of the things with my pacemaker is that I get heart palpitations. Now, my cardiologist said, don't worry about it. It's okay. Just carry on. Well, I can tell you when you get heart palpitations bad enough and because your rhythm is out completely, you don't want to do anything except sit down. But I run, I put it in my favorites. I'm going to spell it to you because I'm not sure I'm going to pronounce it correctly. ARRHYTHMIAS, cardiac. And I have that in my favorites. I very seldom get heart palpitations. And I think that would I spoke to somebody recently who may need a pacemaker, but I think something like that may help somebody even before they get it, if they even need it after that. So that's two of the things: my energy level, my heart palpitations. The other thing that I had was vertigo, and I am amazed at how many people actually have vertigo. And it is true, once you get over it, it can come back. So it could come back in a week, it could come back in a month, it could come back once a month for who knows how long. And I actually run the vertigo, and I can tell you that before I had the watch, when I got vertigo again, I would be out of commission for at least 2 days, maybe 3 days. I run the vertigo, just running it once, and I'm off and going again. So that's 3 things that I run in that system for 8 minutes each. Once, in fact, 2 days ago, I had to run it twice, but then I was off and running and back to myself again. The other thing is sleep. I have had a major problem with having trouble going to sleep. I'm like a little 8-year-old kid. I just can't get myself off the computer, or I can't get myself in bed. But I actually set it for insomnia. I crawl in bed. I used to turn it off when I could feel myself ready to go to sleep. Now I just let it run all night, and I have such a solid night's sleep. And of course it helps with all sorts of other things. I've always had an iron deficiency. I don't have a problem with that anymore. I guess when you get to 78, you start having, your body starts wearing down. So it has helped me with so many things. So I thank you so much for putting all of this into a watch that we can get our hands on. I have there's so many people that I know that, and again, I have people that want it and can't afford it. So I'm, actually going to Joseph, I'm going to do what you said and nominate a couple of people. So yeah.
Wow, what an amazing testimony, Maggie. You do not look your age. You look
Thank you.
youthful and full of energy, and loved hearing how you're feeling better. And you spoke such a great testimony. You kind of gave, this area, the heart and the arrhythmias, and that's such a great story of how it's helped you in several different areas. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
I'm kind
All
of
right.
tearing
Go
up
ahead.
a little bit.
I know.
So good.
It's really, it's working with Lyndon, since the beginning. I mean, when I was in high school, she had a vision for this, and now it's coming. Now we've got a product out, but sometimes I forget how well it works. And hearing your story, and on Saturday, I was at a market at our church, and there's somebody with terrible shoulder pain, and I loaned her a watch, and she came back. She said, "I want to buy this. My shoulder feels better already." So just hearing your story of vertigo, I've had that before, and it's debilitating, right? You just feel
Many people have it, and it keeps coming back. Like, I'm shocked at how many people, will see me because I've lost a lot of weight, and they've asked why. Well, I had that's COVID twice. I had vertigo, can't eat through any of that. So I lost a lot of weight. And
Wow.
and every time I mention vertigo, somebody say, I have vertigo. I'm shocked at how many people have it. And this watch can put them back in commission in under a half an hour as opposed to days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank
All right.
you.
Well, thank you so much, Maggie. Mark, you're up next. Looks like we have several people that want to talk. Linda, we might want to chat about what to do.
We might go over an hour if anybody's interested in that.
Maybe 30 minutes. I don't know if 2 hours might be a
And we
long
have
time for people
before.
to
We've gone over an hour, so
Yeah.
it just all right.
I'll try to
Thanks,
drive
Mark.
through. So CLL, somebody had asked about that, Linda, is chronic lymphocytic leukemia.
No, I do not have any frequencies for that. I have
Okay.
stayed away from some of those frequencies because there's literally thousands of frequencies for cancer. So I do not have those on at all, just a couple of general frequencies for cancer in the pathogen folder. Okay.
Okay. All right. Looks like Deborah, we got you live. You look great. And thanks for joining us. Excited to hear your story. We'll go on mute and let you talk.
I'll get a little background. My husband bought a WAVwatch years ago, used it a few times, put it aside. I used it, put it aside, and it was kind of out of. Then about a year ago, I developed a really severe neck pain. I went to the chiropractor several different times, a couple months in between. I tried self-help things, stretching, neck exercises. I bought a couple of books that said the best way to relieve neck pain. We tried the King method, and I used massage gun. Nothing. I mean, with a little bit of help, and then it would stop, come back. I resort to Tylenol as a last resort because I don't like taking medication, but I couldn't sleep at night, so I started taking that. So it was very severe. Anyway, then I remembered the WAVwatch, so I tried that one session, and it's about 75% better after just one session. Then I used it several more times, and now the pain is gone. I keep it on my favorites list as a just in case thing. So that's my big story. I was also getting auras from pain, a pre-migraine auras. So it was quite severe. And then just one session almost took it away completely, and then several more have stopped. So that is my main story. Now I use the watch for many different things. So it's some things it's hard to tell if it's working. I'm using osteoporosis, dental pain, skin, cataracts. Those you can't see right away, but that neck pain was immediate results. So I am very happy. My husband's now using the watch also. So that's it.
That is awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. My wife also deals with some neck pain, and it's just really difficult to deal with that. And I'm so glad to hear about that. So thank you.
And I tried so many different methods.
Yeah. And Yeah,
And
when
then you get
nothing
worried.
works.
I was a little worried that like, what's causing this? Am I doing some permanent damage somewhere? And like, what's the reason for it? But anyway,
Yeah.
it's all solved.
Well, thank you so much, Deborah. That was a great testimony. Thanks for sharing. And next up is Jody Argentino and then Kelly. So I'll start inviting them in to join us as a panelist. Thanks again, Deborah.
You're welcome.
All right, so Jody is joining us here. While they're joining, we've got a few questions. Kelly's had their watches for 4 years, and you have to give a testimony, you have to leave. Kelly, I'll see if I can pull you in before you have to leave. All right, we've got Jody. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hi.
We'll let you share your story and mute here so you can share.
Okay, so I've had my watch for maybe since August. Here's a baby. What really sparked me to even tell you about this is about 3 weeks ago, I was working and one of the girls came in sick. So of course, 2 days later, I'm catching this flu, fever, body aches, the whole gamut. So I started using my WAVwatch continually for 3 days. Well, I got over this flu in less than a week. She still has it 2.5, 3 weeks later. So to me, that was like amazing. And last night, I started to get congested again. And I started sneezing. I put it on. I woke up fine. So that's my quick story. I mean, I do have other uses that it's helped me with dry eye. I either get it really dry or wet. I haven't had a problem since I've had the watch. I use it for so many other things: hair, weight, inflammation, the chakras, bones, muscles. I use the women's settings, because we have our little cellulite and weight problems. So it's been helping me with a lot of different things, but I'll keep it short because I know there's a lot of people that can tell you great things about this watch. I love it.
Thank you, Jody. That was perfect. I love, yeah, just those cold and flus, and when you feel like you see the difference, it's amazing. And you mentioned dry and wet eyes. What frequencies are you playing for that? Just the eye
I use the eye setting.
Okay.
I'm trying to think exactly what, the organs, under organs.
Yeah.
I think that's where that was.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and we appreciate it. And Kelly, you're up. I'll promote you, and then Tammy, you're next. So thanks again, Jody.
Thank you.
All right, so while Kelly's joining us, we've got a lot of Q&As. We'll try to get through a couple. So Kelly, you are getting to join us. Perfect. G said there's so many people in need who can't afford a watch and they would like to buy a watch for them. Oh, wow, this is so sweet. So we need to connect maybe G and the user Mountain View or MTNVW. And Robin also has to leave in around 20 minutes.
So yeah, if you could maybe jump to Robin after Kelly or whatever.
All right. So Kelly, are you on here? I can see. Oh, there we go. Well,
Libby comes to the doctor's office that I work for once a year and does the thermogram. So for years, she's been coming and telling me about when you guys only had it where you could hook it to the computer. And so she comes in October 4 years ago. It's in a watch form. I'm like, okay, let's do it. So I have bought numerous watches over the years. My husband, myself, my daughter all have one. And the first thing was, I don't take medicine for headaches anymore. I just put that on. I run it through the gamut and don't have to take anything. I used to have horrible headaches. We use it for just about everything. I've had swollen lymph nodes recently. I put it on that, run it through the gamut. It takes care of that. My husband uses it for neck pain. We got the new the new cards put in our old watches. Tom did it for us. And so there's quite a few new frequencies. And there's one for Meniere's disease or inner ear. I can't remember which one was new. He's got some inner ear issues and he runs it all night long and wakes up in the morning and doesn't have the dizziness and all that. And then there's a nerve healing. I have nerve issues in both of my feet that keep me up all night. I run it on the new one, the nerve healing, while I'm sleeping, and it helps immensely. And one more quick one. I mean, I could go on and on for the whole hour, but had a doctor's appointment yesterday and I have white coat syndrome horribly. And as soon as someone comes after me with a blood pressure cuff, it just goes up. And so I'm wearing it in the appointment and I took it right before I left and it was good. And I could feel it. I could feel it climbing. So I put my watch on in the appointment and I was good. I was like 128/75 or something like that. So anyway, it's a lifesaver. Someone recently said, wear it while you're outside under the bug repellent, which we, live on a lake and have horrible mosquitoes in the summer. And I did that. And so anyway, I do want to get a new one soon because same thing, the batteries are, having issues, but that's expected because we wear them all the time. But yeah, so good stuff.
Wonderful. Thank you.
And
so
I
much.
think I've gotten probably 7 or 8 people to buy them, something like that. I've lost count.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Kelly. Good to see you. I've talked to
too,
you, but never
Linda.
seen you. So
I
great.
know. Good to see you. I see you all the time.
Wonderful. Well, thanks for sharing and thank you for spreading the
No
word.
problem.
I've been using the WAVwatch for about 2 months. I heard Linda on Celeste Salam's because I listen to Celeste a lot, and I heard you on her with an interview with her, and it just totally like, oh my gosh, I have a huge biofeedback machine, and this kind of is like a mini biofeedback machine that most people can use, and it's very easy. But my biggest win, which really sold me, was I get a shingles breakout. And it's always in the same spot. It's on my butt. But I always know when it's kind of coming on board. Well, I started doing the herpes zoster thing on the watch, and within a day or so, that was gone. I mean, gone. I couldn't believe it. And it tried to come back like 2 or 3 times. And each time I zapped that thing and it went away. And just the other day, I noticed I felt a little tingling. So I did it really early this time, and it never actually got to a breakout. So that's one
Wow.
my biggest win. And the other thing, I've been doing the weight thing. And I thank you for your self-care thing the other day, because you said do it morning and night. I have lost about 8 pounds and I really haven't changed anything. So now I'm going to try to do it morning and night. And also, some things happen real fast. Some things, I think it takes a little longer, but I am just so impressed, and I'm trying to share it with everybody. So that's kind of where I'm at. I've got a lot of people interested in also being affiliates. So that's kind of a cool thing.
That is wonderful. Love hearing your story there. And yeah, if you are interested in being an affiliate or want to know more about that, you can go to, you can email me at joseph@wavwatch.com, or you can go to affiliates.wavwatch.com. So
I am an affiliate. I am already an affiliate, but I have people who want to, that I'm introducing it to also become an affiliate. I do have some questions for you on that, maybe at a later date.
Yeah, there's a link in your affiliate portal that says network link, and you just share that with people that want to be an affiliate. So absolutely. But email me if you have other questions, and happy to help. Thank you so much. All right. So thanks, Robin.
I'm on grandparent duty today. I've taken my grandson to get his hair cut, and now I'm taking him to work, and then I got to go home and meet a fence guy. But I'm going to try to do this while I talk to you.
All right. Well, be safe. Make sure you're focused
I'm-
on the road.
It's all good. Just bear with me. I won't be staring at you.
No problem. Whenever you're ready.
Okay, so for me, I am like all of your other callers. I cannot wait for everyone to own one of these. Everywhere I go, I take it and they say, oh, this or that. And I'm like, well, here, let's try my watch. And they put it on, and in less than 10 minutes, they're like, I believe. I totally believe. And for me, I was just telling my grandson how I had an eye tag and I went through the eye portion of the watch, and the eye tag is virtually gone. So I am a total believer in this, and I just want to share it with everyone. And I have nominated several people because I got mine through oh gosh, Grassroots Warriors. I saw Linda on the Grassroots Warriors show. Bye, honey. Have a good day. We'll see you later. Love you. And Kevin Hoyt, and I'm thrilled, absolutely thrilled. And I every time I just had two friends, they're 64 years old and they've had shingles. So when the lady talks about having these outbreaks of the shingles, I just go into mode of, oh my gosh, everybody needs one. So I nominate just about everyone. I tried it on my mom. She has that foot twitch at night, like a sciatic thing. But you have to believe in stuff. And for some reason, she's not there with getting off of the pills. And I don't take any pills at all. I've had back surgery and other back injuries. And every single time something's the matter, I'm instantly, oh, let's try the watch. And it works. I can't rave. I just rave and rave to everybody I know about it because it's just wonderful. And I'm so grateful. I did send a message recently and asked about my great granddaughter, who's 9 months old, and she had RSV, and we thought she wasn't going to get to come for Thanksgiving because they were worried about us older folks. And I didn't get a response from the company, but she ended up getting better and they brought her anyway. So it was all good, but I was going to try it on her because I do see that it was listed in the book for her. So
Wonderful.
I love it. I love
Well,
it. And I even texted my sister and I said, hey, somebody said first thing out the gate that the VA might cover these things. We could get one for your husband. And I just go on and on. Everybody I know. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for sharing. Really love hearing your story, Tammy.
Have a
Take
wonderful
care.
day. I'm going to
Yes,
keep listening. I got to go meet the fence guy now.
have fun. Take care. Bye.
You can tell that's definitely a great testimony with the enthusiasm and driving. So we're glad she's safe. So
All right, we got another Robin here, and we still have about 8 or 10 people. We'll see how we can do. All right, Robin, I've promoted you to panelist, so hopefully you'll be joining us while you're jumping on. Several people had asked some questions. Beverly had asked about the setting for weight loss. Somebody was sharing about weight loss. Is that in the self-care folder?
yes, it's an icon all by itself.
Oh,
Wait.
all by itself. Okay. All right.
And there's about 25 different ideas, and you play them all. Play them all in the morning, all of them in the evening. Don't skip one. Play them all.
And just to let you guys know some amazing things that are happening in the chat. Somebody had asked about a WAVwatch for her niece, and G has generously offered to buy that for her. So, wow, thank you. So, G, I'm just going to have you email me, Joseph at WAVwatch, and we'll set up this coordination for you to be able to pay it forward. And you're giving me an inspiration for something else we can do for these 12 days. So, all right. Well, Robin, thank you so much for joining us. You look great. Your video's on. I think we can hear you. So we'd love to hear your story. We'll go on mute and let you share.
Okay. So, thank you, Linda, for making this. This is so totally awesome. Everything that everybody says, I use the same thing. But my story is 2 weeks ago, a filling fell out of my tooth. And I didn't have any pain. Last Friday I had pain. Oh my God, I couldn't talk. So I put it on dental, and it went away. Yesterday I went to the dentist and he asked me what I was taking for it, and I said nothing. and ends up I need a root canal and whatever. But he said that it was so inflamed, they had to give me 3 shots and the nerve was bleeding. And even the 3rd shot didn't take away all the pain. Unfortunately, I forgot my watch at home, so I couldn't help it. But he was amazed that I wasn't taking anything for it because there wasn't any pain. He said that the numbness will go away. And so when I got home, it was charged and I put that sucker on. I haven't taken it off because I don't want any pain. So there was no pain, but there was a lot of injury to there, according to the dentist. So whatever works, it worked. It took away the pain.
That's amazing. Yeah, lots of people have shared how it helps with pain, and dental pain is, as you know, pretty bad. So glad it's
Yeah, I
helping
mean,
with that.
if
Are you
I
just
need a root
playing?
canal, it needs to be bad. It's pretty bad.
Yeah. Are you just playing the folders for dental or also pain, or a combination of both?
Right now it's just dental, but I have a favorite that I play at night, but I use inflammation. I have to go charge it again, but
Mhm.
I will probably do inflammation and but there's no pain. There's no pain whatsoever. So I don't think I need to do pain, but things
That's
like that.
amazing.
I have sciatica, I use it for that and all that. But that to me was amazing. And I looked at my boyfriend and I said, I told you it's the WAVwatch. It works. And he goes, I believe you. Linda, you're amazing. Thank you so much. I
Oh,
don't know what I would have done without it. I mean, I couldn't talk. I was in so much pain last Friday.
Oh my
And
goodness.
wow.
he thought I
And
was mad.
I didn't invent anything. I'm just using something from 100 years ago that they kept us from using frequencies. Isn't that
Yeah.
sad?
Yeah, it's very
That's sad.
sad. And I tell my daughter's a traveling nurse and I bought one for her depression and whatnot. And I don't know if she's used it for that, but she said that she used it for her headache. And when she was here over Thanksgiving, she was feeling crappy. So we put it on cold and flu for a couple hours and then she changed it to muscle pain and she felt better. So it's amazing. It really is.
There
Thank
you
you
go.
so much.
Well, thank you so much for sharing, Robin.
Working
Wonderful
on
to
it.
hear
Let's
your
see.
story. Yep. All right.
There.
We can see
All right.
you.
Can you hear me? Okay, I guess you can. You answered me.
We can
Okay.
hear you.
The story that I have, I'm just going to make it fairly quick. My son-in-law has diabetes type 1, and he went completely blind this year. It came out of nowhere. And during this period of time, I bought one of the watches. It didn't change his vision. He had diabetic retinopathy. He's completely blind in one eye, and the other eye, all he can see is light or dark. That's it. But he had major swelling in his eyes, and they're swollen, protruding out somewhat, a lot of pain, that sort of thing, which was nothing anybody could do to help him. So I set my watch, I made a folder for him, and I said, let's try this on you and see how this works. So we put it on him and I let it run. I had quite a few things, inflammation in there, parts with diabetes and the retinopathy, also eye disorders, all kinds of different things that I put into this folder. I said, let's see how it works. So he goes, all right. So he put it on and he kept it on. They had come down to visit us and he kept it on for that day. And so I wasn't really sure whether it did anything until the next day. I called them and asked them, how did it work? And my daughter, she said, well, I really don't know. And she asked him, he said, oh, I noticed a big difference. He said he is not having that major pain behind the eye. And she's looking and she said, well, I noticed the swelling had gone down a little bit because even his eye is a different color. It's not, the white area is not white any longer in one of his eyes, and it's I believe it's his left eye. But anyhow, I said, great, okay, we're going to try it again the next time y'all come down, and we'll try it again, see how long this lasts. So the next time he came down, I had only set it on one of the things accidentally, where it just kept going round and round and round on one of the little items on there. Didn't notice a difference. He said, I didn't really notice anything this time. And I said, well, that's because I'd messed up when I put it on you. I didn't have it to cycle through. I just cycled through one thing. So the next time that we saw them, they came down. My daughter had to go in for surgery on her teeth. And they were here for 3 days. So I had the watch on him for 3 days. After they left, I asked a week or two later, I asked how things went. And she asked him and he said, I haven't had any more pain in my eye. And so he's able to have his eye open. He can't see anything, but he's able to have his eye open. That was massive. So we're now in the process of trying to get him a watch so that he can wear it and keep that pain gone out of his eye, out of both eyes, actually. And then I had one more little story. My sister heard about this because I told her. And so she got herself a watch. She has UTIs, massive ones, where she's always on medicine, always having to go into the doctor, that sort of thing. And she was heading home and she was going, oh my gosh, I can't wait till I get home because I got to get into the doctor. And I said, what's up? And she said, the UTI. I said, well, your watch has that on there. So why don't you set it on that, see if it does anything for you while you're trying to get a hold of the doctor. And she did. And within so many minutes, the pain went away. And she did not have to go in and get put on antibiotics. She kept that on there all day, running through the UTI stuff. And she says, I am shocked. So she had a friend that has lupus. And her friend, she gave her the watch, said, here, try it for a couple of weeks, see how it works for you. I haven't heard the results of that. I'm hoping it was good. But I just thought I'd share that with y'all that we're having some really good results. My husband's had sleeping issues, not disorders, but issues. He wears that watch every night. And when originally I got it, he just said, no, it's woo woo. I don't want to hear any of this. I said, okay, but I'm telling you, you might give it a try. and so he did every night. Now he puts his arm out and wants that watch on. So, and I make a file for him. It's not just sleeping disorders. It's a file for different things. If he has certain pains, I add those in. And also I put in emotional type things like the ones for miracles and healings and love on there. I put that in there every single time with everybody's, and EMF just where it gets rid of those things out of your system. On every single folder, I put the EMFs because that is a major thing going on too. But anyway,
Great idea. I love it.
Wow. Well,
I
love hearing your story, Laura. And make sure if I love the skepticism of your husband. And then
I had several people that were skeptics going, you got to be kidding me. I said, no, I'm not. It works. Give it a try.
all right.
And then we're going to keep praying up was it son? I'm sorry.
My son-in-law.
Yeah. Because maybe if he keeps playing some of the eye folders and diabetic folders a little longer, you never know.
Well, we're trying to get him a watch, and so he should be able to then run it. Because I asked him, how about the diabetes? Did you notice any difference? I'm assuming no, because, that's a big issue. And he said, no, I didn't notice anything on that, but I will tell you, I noticed a big difference on my eyes. Can't see. That's probably going to take a miracle from praying and all, but he was able to, the inflammation, he was able to open his eye where he wasn't able to do that before. He would just sit here with his eyes closed all the time. I'm sorry, my phone's just ringing and it's going to talk on its own over there in a minute.
All right. Well, thanks again, Laura. Really love hearing your story. And just for time, we're going to pull the next person in. I think we've got S. Cooper. And so thanks again, Laura. Appreciate it.
Okay, thank you. All right. Bye-bye.
All right, so S. Cooper, I think you're pulled in here, and on deck we've got Stephanie.
Hello.
Hi there. What's your name?
Good morning. How are y'all?
Oh, you're on Stay Anonymous. It's a little hard to hear you. Can you move a little closer to your phone, or?
Yes. Is that better?
A little bit better. Even a little closer would help us.
Okay.
There.
Okay.
All right. Yes. I just wanted to say this watch has been wonderful so far. I've only had it since November 24th, November 24th on Friday. I was listening to Dr. Brian Artis, and he was giving a story about his wife. She had some hair loss, and she was trying red light therapy in y'all's watch, and he said she wasn't able to regrow hair, but since using this watch, she's grown probably 2 to 3 inches of hair on her head. So I've had some problems with hair loss since this COVID mess, and I thought I should try that. I thought it'd be wonderful. So I first started trying this on our way over to my parents' house for Thanksgiving. My brother and sister-in-law were in town, and I took it over on Friday after Thanksgiving, and my back had been hurting for quite some time. The sacroiliac joint back there that I have just is constantly off and on, been sore since COVID. So I put that on only for 15 minutes, and I realized the pain was dissipating. And I felt the sensation through my hips, and the pain stayed gone for probably about 7 hours that day. And so I thought that was awesome. And I also brought it over because my mom had broke her wrist. And I was so excited to try this. So I put that on her, and she said that pain had gone away that day for about 7 hours. And we tried the inflammation. It was the pain and the trauma. And then we went to the bone fracture and then the bone regeneration. And this has just been wonderful. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Thank
amazing.
you.
Thank you
Yes.
so much.
Thank y'all so much.
Yeah, thanks for sharing, and really appreciate it. And we're gonna just keep moving on. Next up is Stephanie. Thank you. All right, Stephanie, I'm going to promote you to a panelist, and then on deck is Denise Register. So while Stephanie's joining, thanks everyone. We've gotten a few people that have submitted videos through our Google form, and that's the link I'm just pasting in the chat, but it's also in the Q&A. So, all right, Stephanie, we can see you.
Hi,
Can you hear me?
Stephanie.
Hi.
All right, perfect. We'll go on mute and let you share your story.
Okay. At the end of October, I got COVID, and it paralyzed me. And I ended up in the hospital and had heart failure. And my sister flew in from California. She had a WAVwatch, and she put it on me. She put the heart, so she was cycling through all of the heart things. But from all of the stuff they were pumping into me, I was just so swollen, and my feet were swollen, my toes were swollen and so painful. And she did the pain and inflammation setting, and that was absolutely amazing. The difference that it made in my toes. And then from the different medications they were giving me, I had mouth ulcers all in my soft palate, and they were so painful, just huge holes in the back of my mouth. And she put it on the ulcer setting, and immediately I could feel it just shrinking. It was amazing. And those two things made such a huge difference. I don't know how it did on the heart thing, because everything the hospital was doing too. So, and all the natural stuff that we were doing as well. But I was able to get out while I was in the ICU for 15 days. But it was amazing to be able to see so quickly how it worked on my toes and the ulcer in my mouth.
Wow. Tearing up hearing your story. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so now I got one with the Black Friday sale. So now I'm
Awesome. That is so great. So glad that you're out of the hospital and doing better, and we'll pray for your continued recovery. And so glad it was able to help with your toes and the ulcers. And yeah, thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thank you.
So Stephanie, can I ask, do you still have some paralysis problems? Were they able to handle that, or?
I still have numbness in my feet. And so I have it on the numbness setting. And
are you running through all of the nerve folders, not just numbness?
I haven't. I just
run
barely
through all of them. Okay, run through all of them, because they all have just a little bit different frequency that does relate to nerves. And so there's some different ones in there that might do something different. So I really want to encourage you to run through all of them.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing. Making me cry here.
Yeah.
God bless. All right. So next up is Denise, and then Lady Dragon, you're on deck. Wow, that was really powerful. All right, we can see you. And all right, can you
Hi.
say, all right, you look great.
Hello.
And we look forward to hearing your story. We'll go on mute and let you share.
Okay, well, my story is just similar to everybody else's. I've had my WAVwatch since June-ish. I went to see my manicure pedicurist, and we talk about all kinds of stuff around the world and everything. And she told me about it, and I ordered it without hesitation because I am trying anything to cure fibromyalgia, arthritis, degenerative discs, anything else that's going on. And it's at first that didn't seem to do much, but the more I used it and trying to use it more and more and more, I noticed that the pain is lessened. Nothing's gone away yet. In fact, I've gotten more weird things, but then that's fibro does weird stuff. And I've had that for 30 some years. So I figure things take time to heal, but the pain seems to go away. And when I started with a cold a couple months ago, I put it on, and the symptoms just was very limited for a week, and it was gone. Whatever it was, cold, flu, whatever, it just took care of it. And the coughing cycle works absolutely fantastic, because I've had problems with coughing years ago that was really bad. Wish I had it then. But I run it because my pain is in my knees. And so I'm running the inflammation, the joint pain and all that stuff. And then I was told run parasites. So I run that, and I just keep running things, and just listening to what people say about sleep. I'm going to try that one. There's just so many things that are wrong that I keep trying things to see what works. And it's just a lot. It seems like it's a little overwhelming at times, but I really like it, and I've been telling everybody about it. A lot of people just kind of it's not for me, and I thought, well, that's because you haven't tried it, but I think it's more, and I do believe in this stuff. I'm waiting for the med beds to come so that I can get cured and go back 30 years so I can play. And this, I thought, is a prequel for that. I think that's what it's all about, because you were mentioning that it was suppressed, and that technology also was suppressed. It's amazing. So I am just really pleased that there is something that works, that I'm not on any prescriptions except potassium, and I could probably get that over the counter. But I'm doing different supplements to help too. So I am doing everything that I can possibly do at this time.
All right. Well,
I'm trying to
Thank
heal
you
from
so
everything.
much.
But this is really, I think this will really do even more. More I hear people talk about it, I'm going to try to run it more. And it is weird at night, but I'm going to try to wear it at night as well, as much as I can. And I've got it in June. So I have I added the chip. So I do have the 1,000 frequencies, but I have that one that's kind of and I try to stay away from water. That's kind of a biggie, because I'm always doing stuff, but I noticed
Washing dishes. Yeah.
you can't. Yeah, I'm trying to stay, because I would like a newer one that I don't know if there's a problem with it, or it's just, you said to sit quiet. It's very hard to sit quiet and have it on all day long. So half the time it's not on, I'm wearing my well-being watch, which is that's energy. That's a totally different thing. So,
and I just try to tell people to sit quiet, because I've had people that, they went swimming with it, or, or they went in the shower with it, or they were playing basketball with it. It's like, no, kind of wear it during a quieter, safer time of the day. You're just trying to protect.
It bounces around if I'm doing too many things. That's why I kind of
you could hit it. Yeah, you can bump it.
Yeah, real simple, and you're going, where did it go, and why is it shut off? So yeah, but I try to wear it at least every night, and I'm going to try to wear it for sleeping. I'm gonna see how that works, because right now I'm doing RSO for sleeping and gummies and stuff like that, which help. But I would love an 8-hour night. I haven't had one in years.
Well, give it a try and let us know.
I'll have
Thank
to do
you.
that.
Thank you, Lady Dragon.
Thank you so
Oh,
much.
thank you so much for helping to get this out to people.
All
And
right.
someone just texted for you to try Lime. Try the deer tick, the Lime icon.
Mhm.
Try specifics on Lime. Someone just gave us that
So
suggestion.
next up is David Oakletree, and I hope I pronounced it right. You are a panelist now. There we go. All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Okay, we can see and hear you, and we'll go on mute and let you share your story.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate this. I wanted to share really quickly. I was in the military, and while I was in the military, I was deployed overseas in combat. And while in combat, my unit got attacked, and I was injured while I was there. I suffered a traumatic brain injury as well as PTSD. After I had left, not to get too deep into all those things, but after I got out of the military, was getting care through the VA, and the VA had put me on numerous medications to deal with the chronic pain, the memory loss, and the TBI. And I really did not want to go and continue taking the medications, because I was really kind of at I hate to say it, but in kind of a fog. I was really no good for my family. I was really just not, I just couldn't function properly. And I had a friend of the family came over, and they were over for dinner, and they had a WAVwatch on. And they heard me, and they knew of the issues that I was talking about. And they said, "Hey, Dave, you should try this. We think it might help you." And so I had it on just over the maybe about a half hour while we were sitting around just having dinner. And I noticed that my back had been feeling better, because up to that point, I was just having chronic back pain that would actually wake me up in the middle of the night. I mean, it was so bad that I hadn't been sleeping for I may get about 2 to 3 hours of sleep over the last 2 years. And so I went, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I haven't felt this way in a while." And I asked if I could borrow it just that night. And I did, and I actually slept through the night. It was so amazing. And so I immediately went, and I told him, I said, "Hey, you got to tell me where I got to go to get this." And so that day they showed me how to get it. I went online, and I got it right here, got it on right now. But I've been wearing it. I made a playlist up just for chronic pain. I wear that as I sleep. And then when I get up in the morning, then I'm actually, then I have it dealing with the other issues when I wake up in the morning. But I could not, I speak volumes of anybody that'll sit and want to talk to me, I'll praise WAVwatch. You guys have just done so many wonderful things for me and my family. So I just want to say thank you.
Well, thank you for your service, first of all. And I'm so glad that you had some relief, and that's what we're finding. So we are looking for people to help us get into the VA or what other systems that we had, so that we can, try to help more veterans, in whatever way would be possible. Some people have different connections, and we are donating some. We donated about 100 last month for Veterans Day. But we'd like to, maybe someone mentioned that the VA was going to buy somebody else's. And so if you know any contacts or anything like that, please share them with us. And info,
Absolutely.
Joseph at WAVwatch.com for anybody. But thank you, especially Dave, if you know anybody, that would be great.
So thank you so much. I will definitely share that.
I did have a follow-up, David. Your story just made me cry thinking about what you've been through. And you mentioned chronic pain and TBI and brain fog, and can you share if you've had any benefits in those areas, or clarity or anything like that from using the watch?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Over the last, I've only had the watch since June. But I've gone through and I've seen people in pathophysiology and for brain memory and things to that nature. But my memory was really so bad at the point where I had to use GPS just to navigate around my own neighborhood. But it's actually gotten to the point where I know it sounds kind of sad, but I can get to the store now and I don't need a GPS. I can actually make it to church, you know, and that's not a big deal. To me, that's a huge win. So, so
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, I know thank you for sharing. Really appreciate it.
Relief may be
Of course.
gradual, so I know you'll keep
Oh
working
yeah,
on it. Yeah.
it's gonna be a slow road, but it's a good road. So
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you so much, David, for your service and your persistence and for sharing with us.
thank
And
you.
yeah, please do contact me if you have any suggestions or people to talk to. We'd love to stay in contact with military vets or the VA. All right. So Bill Allen, you're next. I'm pulling you up. And thanks again, David. So Bill, we're adding you to the panelist so you can share. And Vicki Akers, you're next.
And we have gone about an hour and a half. I don't know how long everybody will stay. I don't know what you were thinking time-wise, but we really appreciate you staying on and listening to these
Looks like we've just got
testimonies.
four more. Oh, and I see Mark has said that he's switched to Wi-Fi. So let's see if we can get Mark back in here at some point. Mark, if you can raise your hand, and it looks like we've got
Bill
all right,
Allen.
Bill, we can hear you. Is your video on there?
Yeah. Can you see me now?
Yes.
We can see you now. Nice background.
Perfect.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
yeah, thanks. We'll go on mute and look forward to hearing your story.
Well, Joseph and Linda, I want to thank you. I think this device is really special. I bought one about 9 months ago, and I guess it's about that long. I forget, but it was the older model, and so a real good friend talked me into buying one. So I did, and so I upgraded it with a new SD card about 2 weeks ago, and it has so many more. Can you see that? I got this nice book, and it's got like 1,000 different things in it, and that sure has helped because I had a bad place on my leg where I bumped into a trailer hitch, and it would not heal. And since I've been using it, it's really gotten a lot better, and I think in probably about another week it'll be gone. And I'm really impressed. And of course, I got some other ailments that, like everybody else, we have a list of ailments, but it's working, and I'm really proud for it. I had gallstones, and I think it's helping on my gallstones. So I run about 10 or 15 different apps on it, and with this 1,000 different apps, it sure has added a lot of ability for that watch to work even better than it did originally. So I'm real proud of it. Thank you for all your hard work.
Oh, and thank you. And can we ask which frequencies you were running to heal your wound on your leg?
Oh, let's see here. See if I've got it on right now.
Wounds and, regeneration, or
yeah, one of those
in that category.
It's in my old SD card, and I haven't gotten this other one upgraded to all of the apps that I had on the old SD card. I'm still working on it.
Okay. Well, thank you. We appreciate your information.
Bill.
I'll take my hat off to you.
That's off to you. Love your background. Thanks for your testimonial.
Thank you
so much for sharing, Bill. So I see Mark and actually I've got Mark and Vicki. You're both in here. Mark, do you want to try and share again?
Can you hear me now?
We
Yes.
can hear you now and see you. All right. Thank
Okay.
you.
Well, thank you so much for bringing me back. I really do think it's important that people hear my testimony, not only with my back issue and that pretty much given back my life. I want to finish that story and let you know that my WAVwatch quit working and I was extremely busy and a new grandpa and taking care of both my grandkids and help my son with his business. And so I set my WAVwatch down and thinking, okay, well, I gotta give a call and get it replaced, get it sent back to have repaired, whatever. And just never got around to doing it. Well, lo and behold, probably 2 weeks later, the pain in my back came back and I was crippled again, probably for another 2 weeks. And of course, that prompted me to get a replacement for my WAVwatch, which kudos to your support. They're awesome. Very awesome. Got me a watch right away. I did buy the extended warranty on it. But it was quick at getting me another watch. And again, I put it back on and man, within the first day, my back pain was gone again and I got my life back. But other testimonials that I have was I was 2 states away fishing on a fishing trip. Cooked up some steaks that night, put a piece in my mouth, went to chew on it, and I couldn't. I felt, and I had an impacted tooth and extremely painful. So I searched on my watch and I found the dental pain, turned that on. The next morning I woke up, my pain was down to about a 3. By noon when I left, my pain was probably down to a 1. And by the time I got home, I had no pain. Called up my dentist. He was out the next day, so I couldn't get in until the following day. And when I walked in there, I had no pain. Told him what happened. He looked at it and he says, well, I really don't see anything. So, and that's happened twice now with an impacted tooth. And it was the same one. But both times I used the WAVwatch and immediately took the pain away. And talking about immediate, I've got a bunion on my foot and I ski every weekend. And I'm just thinking when I put my foot in my boot, it's going to wear on my bunion. But a couple of weeks ago, after hunting, my bunion was hurting me, and I thought, okay, well, I'm going to try the WAVwatch out on this. So I hit the bunion frequency, and immediately, and I am not kidding you, I was totally impressed and surprised. That pain immediately, once I hit that frequency, went away. And now I've had that pain the last couple of weeks because I've been pretty active hunting and hiking, and every time it starts to bother me. Last night, same thing. And my wife was sitting there, and I said, I'm going to check it out one more time, and boom, I hit it, and immediately that pain went away. It was incredible. So I've got her kind of looking out the corner of her eye at this thing, and she's actually had a little bit of ringing in her ears or tinnitus, and I wear it to bed, and she actually, and I think I had it on my back setting, but anyway, she laid her hand on my watch, and she said that her ringing in her ears went away immediately. It was pretty incredible. So I'm getting her sold on the watch, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to get her one too. One crazy thing is when I first got my watch, my son, I went to show it to my son, and I had the frequency on, and he walked over to me and got about 5 feet away from me, and he stopped and he went, oh, and his teeth started tingling. So he thought the frequency that I was using, he could feel in his teeth, and he wasn't even touching me. He was like 5 feet away. Pretty crazy stuff, but definitely a firm believer in the WAVwatch. Thank you so much for providing this technology to us. I just
Yeah.
think it's get even better.
Thank
to
you.
hear
And
the
your
story.
testimony was amazing. I'm glad we got to hear it all finally.
So,
You had so many
yeah,
ideas. Thank you.
so worth the wait, and love to see how you stay so active, and with all the stuff you're doing, and glad that it's helping you out, and thank you for your persistence, because I'm glad that you really wanted to share that story, because it was really powerful to hear. So thank you, Mark.
Yes, you're welcome. And one more thing I got to tell you, that everybody, they'll look and they'll go, "Oh man, that's a big watch." And I'll go, well, it's not a watch. It's a frequency healing watch. And that starts up the conversation. And so that's my way of one of the ways that I share the watch, and I share your website, and I'm just hoping that those people go and get a watch for themselves. A friend of mine who puts up signs, we were having a conversation. I told him about it, and I actually texted him the website, and that was last week. So I'm going to follow up with him and see if he's got one, and see how it's working for him. But thank you guys again. God
Thank
bless
you,
you.
Mark.
Thank you. God bless. Really
We've
appreciate
got a
it.
few more testimonies, and thank everybody. We thank you. You're really staying on. They are fun to listen to, aren't they?
Yeah, it looks like Vicki, you are in here as a panelist. So if you are able to turn on your camera and your microphone, we'd love to hear your story. And we just have 2 left. After that is June and Denise. Hey, good to see you.
Hi, good
All
to
right.
see you.
We're
Hi,
going.
Vicki.
Well, I'm a faithful WAVwatch wearer. It's my constant companion, and I love it. I've had it for as many years as it's been around, and it just gets more and more helpful as I learn more about it. But while we were waiting, I was writing down some of the things. So I'm just going to pick a couple of testimonies, because I'm like all the others. There's so many that I could share. But the first one is my husband was kind of a skeptic, but he said, "It's fine for you, go ahead." And then he was diagnosed with prostate cancer last year at this time, and decided to do 9 weeks of radiation. And the doctors told him there's going to be this side effect and this side effect and this side effect, but we've got a pill for that. So, don't worry about it. And I thought, well, I've got a WAVwatch for that. So I made him a playlist of all of the side effects that they thought, and then a few I added on to myself, and it worked. And the doctors were amazed. They said, "Dawn, why are you doing so well with this?" And he just holds up his arm. He says, "I'm wearing my WAVwatch." And they were very interested. They didn't poo-poo it. He had 2 different oncologists, and they were both very interested in hearing about it. So hopefully they have done some research and share that with their patients now. Another thing I did for Don was during allergy season. He really suffers, and Linda did a program on allergies. And so I made him another playlist and put on the watch, and he made it through allergy season with very minor things, and he didn't take any kind of allergy medicine or anything. So those are 2 big wins for Don, who wears his most of the time when he remembers to keep it charged. And for myself, I wear it for all different kinds of things, but different pains, dental pain. I wear it for calming during the Chiefs games. You can understand that.
That's a cute one.
We were in a tropical climate earlier this year for about 10 days. And it was on me all the time because we were on windy roads, and I did not get motion sick at all. I wore it. And that's just a huge win for me. And also on mosquito repel. I did get a few bites, but nothing like I normally do. And here lately, we've been playing the cold and virus folders a lot, just when we're around people who aren't well. And I even put it on my grandson, my 4-year-old. He was sick. We were taking care of them while Mom was at her grandma's funeral. for several days. And so we were all sick together. So I put that on his little upper arm, and he loved it. He just wanted to wear it, and he'd sit on the sofa with me and just rest against me. And I think it helped him, but even not with his cold, it just kept him calm. He just wanted to sit still, and
sounds like that.
Sit still kind of guy. So it was great, but I could go on and on, but those are the ones that I think come to mind first. So thank you, Linda. And, for people that have a lot of things going on, Linda has a whole program on muscle testing, which I have found to be very helpful in choosing what I'm going to put on the watch, which one's most important. And so anyway, I just thank you guys. And I love seeing your boys with you, Linda. I just think it's wonderful that they've joined the team.
Thank you. It is an amazing team. Thank you.
Glad to be part, and thank you for sharing, Vicki. That was really wonderful. So
thank you.
All right. Well, we are going to pull June in as a panelist, and Denise, you're next, and then Tina. We're going to try to wrap at noon.
Cut that off. Yes.
Yeah, keep it short and sweet. And like I said, we can do any we missed to next week, but I think we're getting everybody that wanted to share. So while June, you're all right. Hey, we can see you.
Hi, June.
Hi, I was introduced to your WAVwatch because I watched Celeste Solum, and you were on her program. I don't know how many months ago. I can't remember now, but my brother was diagnosed with stage 4 lymphoma cancer, or cancer undetermined, but everything was in his lymph nodes. And so I ordered one for him, and then of course I had to order one for myself, even though I'm in pretty good health, but I do have high blood pressure. So I'm working on trying to get off my medication by using the high blood pressure sequence. But my brother would have swelling in his feet, and since he's been using it, that has diminished quite a bit. And he'll have his PET scan next week, and we'll see where he's at with his cancer. The other thing is I'm a speech language pathologist, and I work with developmentally disabled adults. And sometimes they have panic attacks, or like I went to a client one morning and she was in such a bad mood because she hadn't slept all night. And I said, well, what's going on? And she goes, I'm really anxious. So I took off my watch, put it on her, and said, honey, put your feet up. I'm going to put this watch on you. So I did the anxiety frequency. She was asleep within 5 minutes. And then staff told me she had an awesome day the rest of the day. And so every time I see her, she asks me to wear the watch. So she wore it again yesterday. So, and she goes, can you get me one? She wants one. So.
Well, we have some possibilities on that, don't we, Joseph? So
we definitely
you can nominate her.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. How do I do that?
A great question. I'm finishing the form as we're working, so we'll put on the last two, and I'll drop the link in the chat, so you'll be able to nominate somebody who deserves a watch, and then we'll randomly pick one in the next few days.
And then I have another client with autism, and he gets really anxious when the weather changes. You know, the wind comes up, or it snows, or clouds come in, and then that really affects him. So I put the watch on him, and it's made a difference for him too. It's really calmed him down.
That's wonderful.
June, what frequency were you setting? The autistic disorders or just anxiety?
Well,
something?
I put the anxiety file on, but I like your idea. I'll look for the autism. I may see him.
It's in kids. It's in kids and autistic disorders.
Awesome. I'll
And
do
also,
that. We would love feedback if that makes any difference. Thank you.
Okay.
And
Thank
also
you.
run the heavy metals detox.
Right.
Detox. Yeah.
I've done that myself.
Okay. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining, June. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you.
All right. So we should have here just two more. Denise, you're joining here as a panelist. Can you turn on your microphone and your camera, and we'd love to hear your story. Then after that, Tina, you're the last one we've got, and we'll try to wrap. Hey there.
Hello, I am
You?
so excited. I'm on my
Yeah.
front porch making prayer beads, and I was totally unprepared to be on the video, so sorry about no makeup, those kinds of things. I, about a year ago, I think, my cousin and I ordered the WAVwatch at the same time. I got it just a couple of days after I got home. I was about 50 miles away from my home. And I have so many stories. I'm going to try to pick out just a few. I had severe adult onset asthma for about the past 25 years. I ordered the WAVwatch. I got it, and for 2 nights, I slept the entire night with it on. I was on 5 different medications, steroids for asthma, and within maybe a week, I went back to the doctor and I am off all of my steroids and asthma medicine but one. I have been absolutely thrilled at everything from a headache to muscle aches to sharing with friends. I was so elated with the improvements in every area that I ordered an additional one several weeks ago, and I'm using my first WAVwatch as a loaner to friends and family that I want them to try it. I have become an affiliate, and I have like 6 more people to purchase a watch through me to receive the code, and I wear it all the time. It's charging right now. And every time I go out, people ask, is that the newest iPhone watch? And I'm like, no, it's something so much better. And I tell them about it and give them my information. And I just couldn't be more thrilled and thankful, Linda, for your contribution to our health, our well-being, and just involving us and helping us to have something prior to the med beds. I plan on using it the rest of my life, and I will promote it forever.
Thank you. You made me cry again.
Oh,
that was amazing testimony.
Yeah. Wow.
Thank you so much. I have so many other my other, if I could just for a moment, I had on my right knee bone on bone, and I went to see, of course, the doctors and get it checked out. Within 3 to 5 seconds of him putting the x-ray on the screen, he's like, you need a total knee replacement. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. You know, isn't there something I can do in between now and a total knee replacement? And it's only just a tiny bit on the corner. And this was actually right before I got my WAVwatch. And so he said, well, you could do physical therapy. I said, well, let's try that. I went, learned the exercises, did them at home, received my WAVwatch, and I had so thankful that I was able to put it on all of the knee pain, etc. Within 2 weeks, the knee pain was gone. I no longer had to use a crutch. I can't say enough about that. And I use the inflammation a lot. I just recently came back from a 17-day wonderful vacation with my best friend from college. For 45 years, we've been best friends. And I let her wear the watch my loaner, the entire time we were visiting over Thanksgiving and getting our home ready for Christmas. And she was just amazed at how well it helped. So I am going to be probably ordering her one. And I'm so thankful and so blessed to have experienced all of the healing that I've had since getting it. I want to say just a little less than a year ago.
Wow.
My cousin that ordered it the same day as me, she has ordered it for her brother that has had a multitude of problems. And he and his wife are receiving so many blessings from that. She is going to order her husband and her mother one for Christmas. We're just thrilled beyond belief.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, we have one last person, and Denise, thank you again for sharing. So,
Thanks.
Tina, I think you are our last one, last but not least. So we'd love to hear your story. You are a panelist. Can you turn on your microphone or your video for us?
Hello.
Hey there.
I'm gonna make it very short because I'm on the East Coast and I always get on late. So I'm just very intrigued to hear about the watch and how a lot of people are benefiting from it. I'm new to the watch, probably maybe a few months. I know that I just put my new prescription for eyeglasses in yesterday because the doctor said that my eyes have improved. And I say, geez, I wonder if the watch works that fast. So anyway, I'm working on some thyroid stuff. So it'll be interesting to see if I get good results on nodules in my thyroid. I do just have a couple quick questions. I have the one watch and my mother's with me here and she's an amazing 90-year-old woman. And I don't know, like I try to split it. I benefit big time at nighttime with sleep because as a full-time caretaker, I have a lot of stress and it definitely helps me rest at night. I wish that the watch is a little bit big for her to wear all day because underneath her sleeve, but I'd like to give it to her to wear at night, but then I wouldn't benefit from the rest situation. So at some point I'm probably going to get another one. I'm not even looking for a free one, but anyway, so I definitely think it helps with the anxiety, the stresses, blood. I don't know about the blood sugar yet, but the blood pressure. So, like I said, I'm intrigued with it. I love listening to how it benefits other people. There are only 3. First of all, does the increase in volume change anything?
No, as far as we knew,
does.
no, it does not. There's no need. You can absorb it. You don't have to hear it.
Okay, good. And then benefit of time, I know probably wearing it all the time. Is there a percentage of like what's effective?
There is a question mark on that. Most people who work in frequency say at least 8 minutes is needed. So that's the minimum time. And then when there are more frequencies or a longer time, there are more frequencies included in there. But some people can loop one idea all night long and it doesn't hurt you. It's just like playing a song. You may get a little bored, your body may not want to hear the same song all night long, but it does not hurt you. So as far as we know, it's an acoustical frequency and we absorb those all night long. So, all right.
Great. All right. Thank you.
Thank you
yes.
so much for sharing, everybody. And yeah, thank you all for staying on for an extra hour. We do have to cut it
an
off at
extra
some point. I
hour.
know we have
Goodness.
1 or 2 more that want to share, but you'll just have to join us next week. Or I did put in the chat the link to submit that, so you can just record a video of yourself talking and upload that, and we'll also enter you. And also several people said they wanted to nominate someone to get a watch. As a hint, that may be coming up for one of our days, 12 frequencies of Christmas is to nominate someone. So you guys can get a head start on that. Those links are in the chat. And thank you guys so much for joining. We're really excited and we look forward to randomly selecting somebody who submitted. And also, your stories are so great. We will be, pulling them, compiling them, and you may see them on a video coming up or our website. So thank you guys for sharing and your passion and what the WAVwatch has done for you. So
thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Have a great week.